We're here with Jason Burton, head women's basketball coach at Texas A&M-Commerce, as the Lions prepare for the Lone Star Conference tournament this week. Coach, it was a tough week for your team last week. Two losses, a tough game against WT that sort of got away from you in the first half. The team responded in the second half, played well, but just couldn't overcome the deficit. Then a tough loss to UT Permian Basin. The team played well throughout, just got away from you in the last couple minutes there. Talk about what you can learn from this week as you head into the conference tournament.
Looking at the WT game first, I think we played our best basketball in the third quarter, and I think what we learned from that was just our aggression. When we're an aggressive team, offensively and defensively, we're a much better team. And when our guards started driving, when we started getting the ball to the paint a lot more, we got to the free throw line, we scored, and that was our best quarter in the game. And we got back to playing like we're capable of playing. And then you look at the UTPB game, and you're exactly right. I mean, I think the first 38 minutes of the game, we played a really, really good game, and we're up 8 in the last minute 40, and then just a lack of discipline to end the game. And so I think we learned just execution, how to execute down the stretch, and we've been in those games before, and for whatever reason had a lapse to that game, and but it's something that we can definitely address going into the conference tournament. And so you hope that you learn from that experience, and if we encounter that again in the conference tournament, which we hope to be up 8 in the last 2 minutes of the game, then we're prepared for that.
Yeah, and a great senior day crowd on Saturday. Artesia Gay moved into third place all time in scoring. Talk about the luxury of having players like her and the seniors that you have going into this conference tournament. A lot of leadership on your team.
Yeah, a lot of leadership, a lot of experience, and I think one of the things our staff's excited about, I think our team should be excited about, is this is the healthiest we've been going into the conference tournament since I've been here. My first year, our starting shooting guard Ashley Johnson's out, and you look at last year, and you got Princess Davis and Lauren Parker out, and to have pretty much everybody that we've had all year still be able to play and in this game is good for us. And to have five, I call it five seniors. We got 4 seniors in Princess Davis, who really is a redshirt junior. A lot of Lone Star Conference tournament experience, and a lot of just people that have been around the game, and to have that, you know, brings you a little bit of comfort because they're players that are going to be poised. They've been there before, and they understand what it takes to win the playoffs. And I think our team's excited about it. I've already had one good practice this week, and we'll take the floor here in a little bit and have another one. But you can tell the focus this week's a little bit different, and I think they're excited to get out there and see what kind of run we can make in 3 days.
Yeah, and you start off, you're the third seed, face 6 seed Cameron. You split with them this season. You beat them in overtime at their place, and they just shot lights out when they came here, and you guys lost by 7. Let's talk about the rematch against the Aggies and what you hope to see from your team on that first day of play.
Well, I think we contributed to them shooting lights out. One thing that they do, they shoot the ball really well, and they take a they have Ava Batiste, who's leading the conference in threes made. They take a lot of threes as a team, and they're capable of knocking them down. And I think that we didn't do a good job of running shooters off the line. I didn't think that we did a good job of pressuring up on Jamie Bonnerins, and she's one of the better players in this conference. She's probably in the conversation for Player of the Year this year. And to let her get shots off and not really be all over her, we didn't do a good enough job defensively. And I think that they realize that. We've been able to watch some film, and we'll watch some more today, and we've got to make their shots tougher. The thing that I think that we can have some comfort in is just that I think we'll be able to execute offensively. And I think we'll do a better job of getting the ball back to the paint. We've seen success all year when we do that. And I think just looking at last week and knowing what we have to do to beat Cameron, I think our team is going to be refocused and ready to go.
Yeah, and then you got potential for 3 games in 4 days. You've beaten every team in the Lone Star Conference this year. The team should be confident that anytime they take the floor, they've beaten this team already, they can do it again. Just talk about the confidence this team has and the ability that they can make a statement this week and win this Lone Star Conference tournament.
Yeah, I think we have some of the best players in this conference. I really do, and I think when you have that, and you have the confidence that we've beaten one of the few teams that's beaten everybody in LSC. We've done it once, and we can do it again. And I think the last time you kind of look at the matchups of who we potentially could face, looking at Cameron, looking at West Texas, and potential Angelo or whoever comes out of that side, those teams beat us the second time round, and I think the first time you play a team and you beat them, it's always harder the second time because in the back of your mind, you're thinking, oh, okay, we've already beat this team. We can take care of business. And it's always hard to beat somebody the second time. And knowing that, okay, a couple teams have got us, we've got to kind of shift our focus and make sure we prepare and our attention to details at a high level. And I think going into this tournament, I think our team's going to have that.
All right, our thanks to Coach Burton for joining us today. The Lions are headed to the Lone Star Conference Tournament this weekend. Team is the third seed and will face 6th seed Cameron in the first round on Thursday. That game is at noon at the Dr. Pepper Arena in Frisco. If you're in the area, we'd love to see you at the game. It's not a far drive from Commerce or wherever you are, close to the Dallas area. So we'd love to see you at the game to support the Lions. It should be, we hope, for 4 great days of Lion basketball, both for the men and the women's team. So come on out, fans, and enjoy some great basketball here. I'm Marcus Jensen for Lion Athletics.